Hey gang, it's JC and this is your Daily Dose for Thursday, October 21st, 2010. A cooperative venture with Mind Active in beautiful downtown Brentwood. You can get us on your mobile phone now. Archives, top of the page, Eye Candy Archives, bottom of the page, Dave Murray's weather forecast, and the audio on iTunes every day. We're going back on the air on Monday. It's crunch time. We're trying to get ready. Been burning it at both ends, getting like 4 hours of sleep at night, but we will be ready on Monday. And tomorrow, if you come back here, I'm going to tell you who our first guest is going to be on Monday's show. But we're going on the air, the Big 550 KTRS, beginning Monday morning at 10 o'clock. And if you're saying to yourself, I don't have an AM radio, I can't listen at work, I'm not available that time of day, whatever, we are asking people to download the app TuneIn Radio. TuneIn Radio. It's $1.99 to get 40,000 radio stations from around the world, and you even have a 2-hour record function, and it's right on your mobile phone, so it works just great. Again, tuneinradio.com, and of course we also stream live at ktrs.com. If you didn't hear, our lineup is as follows. Smash will be in with us on Monday as our special celebrity guest host. Every Tuesday it'll be Eric Mink. Every Wednesday, formerly of Channel 30 and Fox 2, Gina Curry, along with area broadcaster Laura Marshall, and also Victoria Babu, who's the news director down at the station. You remember her from Fox 2 and Channel 5. Joe Marlotti, professional comedian, with us every Thursday, and Smash will be in with us again on Friday. So that's the new lineup. Let's get to the news at hand. Of course, Election Day now, just 12 days away, and that means the commercials go with it. The harsh bishop, Ray Burke, who was here for 4 years, irritated everyone in the community constantly, with the exception of the real diehard Catholics who just loved him. He even picked a fight with Bob Costas on the day of his big fundraising event for Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital, for which he has raised millions and millions of dollars over the last 20-25 years. He picks a fight with Bob Costas and just tries to defecate all over the event. Just a real hump, this guy is. He split in 2008, got a promotion yesterday to Cardinal, and he's still going to head up the Supreme Court of the Catholic Church. If your religion requires a Supreme Court, maybe that's the clue that it's time to look for another religion, but that's just me. All right, on to the Jersey Shore, which will have its second season finale tonight. JWoww will not do Playboy magazine. They said if you're going to do it, you got to do full frontal, and she said, no, not my cooter. And the situation is writing a book. I would suggest the situation, read a book. The founder of Penthouse magazine, Slimeball, Bob Guccione, is dead at the age of 79. Not that I didn't look at his magazine occasionally, especially back in 1984 when he printed the pictures of Miss America, Vanessa Williams. That issue sold 6 million copies and made $14 million. Guccione dead at the age of 79. About this chick, Brandy. She's on Dancing with the Stars. She had some pop songs. I don't know. Anyhow, she's claiming to not have had sex for 6 years. You might as well just sew it up. Now, she didn't really go into a lot of the details other than she hasn't had sex for 6 years. I went, I'm ashamed to say this, 2.5 years once, back in my younger days. It took a long time to catch up, but I think I caught up, and I think I'm, I think I'm ahead now. Anyhow, so Brandy, no sex for 6 years. Not to be confused with fellow contestant on Dancing with the Stars, Bristol Palin, who hasn't had sex in 6 minutes. Detroit City Council says, get involved with your kids' schoolwork or else. You better be at the parent-teacher conferences or you go to jail for 3 days. Because that's what you want to do, is leave school-age kids loose in the city of Detroit without parental supervision for 3 days. That'll fix everything. Jail is probably the safest place to be in Detroit right now. All right, we have some good news for balding men. Propecia actually does grow hair. The bad news is it can give you erectile dysfunction. Study says 30% improvement over 2 years. So, in other words, you got to buy this stuff, and it's not cheap. And then you got to spray it all over your head. I think you have to do it a couple of times a day. I think somebody told me that. And then you have to wait for 2 years. And at the end of the 2 years, you might have a little more hair, and your thing doesn't work. And apparently, even when men find this out, it doesn't stop them from taking it. For some reason, men apparently want more hair than wood. You got me on that one. I don't understand that at all. And then when you talk to women, like a lot of women like either bald men or the shaved head look, or men with thinning hair, they get off on that. So, I don't know. Better ask around before you start spraying expensive stuff all over your head. At the White House yesterday, President Obama signed an executive order in front of a group of young Hispanics aimed at boosting Hispanic achievement. And that explains why the rims on all the presidential limos are missing this morning. That guy who charged the field during the Yankees game on Monday was going after A-Rod for dating Cameron Diaz. It's really freaky. This guy's 33 years old, changed his name. His first name now is Grim, like Grim Reaper. And he's obsessed with A-Rod's current girlfriend, Cameron Diaz. He brought 5 pictures onto the field with him. One was a picture of Cameron on which he had written, "We'll be together soon." There was one with A-Rod with an X through his face and a gun pointed at his head. A real fan. He had a picture of Osama bin Laden with him, too. He also had pictures of Whitney Houston and Bobby Brown, and it was written on there, "You will be terminated." I'm getting the idea that Whitney Houston might terminate herself. This was a pretty, sort of a weak plan. Certainly an insane plan to try to get out of jail. But here's the deal. It worked, and it worked in Missouri, just south of Kansas City. 39-year-old Rowdy Ofield. Your first name's Rowdy. You're probably in jail. He's serving a 30-year sentence for an armed robbery and kidnapping at a check cashing place. He still had a trial pending for another armed robbery at a Walmart. So last week, he's being transferred from prison to the Cleveland County Jail for that Walmart robbery arraignment. And his cellmate, whose name wasn't released, made bail and was set to be released. And basically, this guy just shaved his head, changed his features. His cellmate had a tattoo, so he took a pen and made the tattoo on his face. And when they called his cellmate's name, this guy actually walked out of prison and nobody said a word to him. The conventional wisdom is that this guy threatened him and said, you know, "I got guys on the outside that will just mess you up in a way that you can't even conceive unless you let me do this." It worked. He's not been heard from since Monday. They got a manhunt going out in the western part of the state. This is one of those stories where I think I could just give you the headline and you can figure out the rest yourself. Here's the headline. A man walks out of a Walmart wearing stolen jeans, but leaves behind his old jeans with his wallet and ID. Can I keep going? Thank you. There's a 3-year-old that saved his father's life by calling 911 when they asked him how he learned it. He learned it on SpongeBob SquarePants. In June, an 8-year-old saved a 5-year-old neighbor from drowning. He carried the 5-year-old under his arm using a technique he had seen on SpongeBob. This is a more educational TV than the current round of political commercials that are running. All right. You know, we try to eat healthy around here. You know, we got the little baby and you want to teach her good things, and I have 2 other daughters. You want to just set an example. Plus, you know, you don't want to just turn into an old, fat, creepy, semi-bald, grumpy. I guess I'm already there, aren't I? Well, I don't want to make it any worse. Let's put it that way. So I eat right, okay? Here are 5 interesting facts about the grocery store and trying to eat healthy. Number 1, over the past few years, prices on vegetables, meat, and fruit have gone up an average of 19.5%, but the prices on junk foods have gone down almost 2%. Number 2, eating a healthy, nutritious diet costs, on average, about $36 a day. A junk food diet, $3 a day. They call that college, okay? Ramen noodles. Number 3, if you pick a grocery store checkout lane that has a rack of candy bars, there's a 25% chance that you will buy one. Number 4, to have the best chance of avoiding a line, the best times to go grocery shopping are on Wednesdays and late at night. Only 11% of people go to the store on Wednesdays. About 4% do their shopping after 9 p.m. I don't even know what days I go to the grocery store. I go to the grocery store almost every day. That's just me. And number 5, the terms natural and lightly sweetened basically are unregulated and mean nothing. They can do 1% less sugar in something and call it lightly sweetened, and then you get suckered into it. So don't get suckered into it. That's what we're here for, to tell you about this stuff. All right, Kim Kardashian turns 30 today. What do you give to the woman who's had everybody? She's now saying that she's too old to pose nude because she's 30 now. You know, I don't know. I mean, you know, that keister at 40, 10 years from now, let me give you at least a hint. It won't be any smaller. All she needs is one more ex-boyfriend, and she's got herself an NFL franchise. Must be interesting to have been a kid, and your parents try to discipline you, and they spank you, and you don't feel it. For her 30th birthday, one of her friends gave her a Borders certificate, and she said, "Oh, great, I love coffee." And that's it. And end of scene. All right, JC's Video Village, Harold Ramis, back in 1988, getting that honorary degree here in St. Louis from his alma mater, Washington University. We have the TV piece we put together for that. Harold was a good guy. The Wayback Machine, early 90s, smash, smash, digging the smash, old TV commercial for Casey. And people are saying nice mullet. Not exactly a mullet, sort of like curly hockey hair. I'll give him that. Our old school photo today has switched to a picture from back in the mid-1980s with Henny Youngman. And whatever you do, make sure you look at the caption on this thing. You're okay, you're cool, thanks. Man was being nice. You got to read the story that goes with the Henny Youngman picture. All right, JC's Eye Candy today. NBC Evening News shows up at Woofie's the other night. You know, they got that picture wall, and they got all these people who are either dead or whose careers are dead. But they showed up asking, sort of like they're trying to take the temperature of the country here in middle America by going to Woofie's. It's great. The great Charlie Eisen, who has passed on, but left a great hot dog stand and a big media hangout, by the way. That's JC's Eye Candy today. And that's it. So there we go, JC's Daily Dose for Thursday, October 21st, 2010, a cooperative venture with Mind Active in beautiful downtown Brentwood. We go on the air Monday at 10 o'clock at the Big 550 KTRS. We'll talk to you again tomorrow. In the meantime, we've beaten this one to death. Have a good one. See you later. Bye.